Hello there, welcome to the Christmas and summer extension for the Disney Dollhouse. This episode will be covering issues 121 to 130, including a workaround for those of us that couldn't get the first few pieces in issues 118, 119 and 120. So let's dive in. So first up, the walkaround. For the walkaround, you're going to need 2 issues of 121. So first of all, let's have a look at what we got in the issue. So it's pretty much the same setup as the previous build, except for it's in French. So here's a bit about the bits that were missing, and then what we're doing in this issue. And then a bit about Beast's mirror, magic mirror. And then about Buzz Lightyear. And then this lovely image of how it should look with the extension. So there's the summer van, and there's the Christmas wagon, and then the house all dressed up beautifully. So it's nice to see a difference on the back. So let's have a look at what we actually got in regards to our parts. Okay, so this is very much a plastic build, and I don't think there's barely any MDF like there is on the previous build. Right, so we're going to be ignoring those bits because we don't have those, and we're going to be going straight in with these parts. The reason why I suggest that you get 2 issues of issue 21 is because you want 2 of these pieces, because we're basically going to be replacing this bit with a blank piece. So you're not going to have the windows or the opening there, but you will have a completed base that you can then build on top of with everything else. So I think the only thing you're going to be missing out on is this little secret compartment where you can put like some sweets or something there, or store some items. But if I do get the other issues in stock, I'm going to make it so I can actually take it apart and then put those back in. So if we do get our hands on the missing issues, we can do that. But for now, we're just going to work with these 2 parts because they are identical from one another, just like this one. You've got the holes here for the windows, the notches at the top for different elements, and then the cut out pieces here as well. How are we doing this? We don't need to stick that on, that's for sure. Put that on the side for a moment. We do need our side pieces here. So these 2 side pieces, we've got an L and an R for left and right. And again, they're pretty much the same. So the piece that we're going to be using to replace the one from issue 20, you just pop it on its side. Now, it does suggest you putting a bit of glue, plastic glue, on there and sticking it in. But because I want to take this apart perhaps later, I don't want to do that. So I'm just going to rely on the screws for now. So all we do is put the L plate in, slot it in. As simple as that. And then again, you want to do the same for the R. Again, I'm not gluing in. And then you put the part from issue 21 on the back. Slot that on the back. So then all 4 pieces are in situ, like so. And then we're going to glue this onto the bottom. So it needs to, these ridges need to be inside, and then the smooth side on the outside. So let's flip this upside down. So then place that on top, and then all the bits should fit snugly in. So it's all flush. And we're going to flip him upside down. because that already is giving it a lot of rigidity. So then we just literally screw all these screws in. Now with these screws, you need a teeny screwdriver. So this screwdriver that I'm using is just a Stanley screwdriver, and it's a number 0, and it's a posi drive, and it fits very nicely. Unfortunately, the screws are not magnetic, so it is going to be a little bit of fun and games of putting them in, and it's just a case of screwing them all in to place. Okay, so that's all screwed into place, and it's all very rigid, even though there's no glue on it. So I can easily take that apart later if need be. Now the decorative items that we got is this little plastic tree, which to me is like a tabletop tree for one of the rooms, but it is quite nice. And then the other item is this wreath garland, which is supposed to go on top of the window that we don't have. So I suppose you could always cut with some pliers these little notches off and then glue that on anyway, just so that it's not so plain if you wanted to. I think if I can't get hold of it, I actually might do that at a later date, just so it's not so plain. Then obviously we have the spare part for the internal thing that would have been stuck inside, like so. So I'm just going to use that to put the bits in. And we've also got 3 spare screws, so don't lose those because we might need those. So just pop them in there. And then that is literally it for the issue 121. Because we've got duplicate parts, we've obviously got spare bits. That's all right, we've got some extra decorative bits and some bits that we might use later on. Who knows? So yeah, let's move on to 122. So first up, let's have a quick flick through the magazine. So showing us some little doors that we're not going to be able to use just yet. And some more bits. Oh, I do love these sections, so I'm going to have to translate this one from French. And it's about the history of dolls' houses and why we find them so fascinating. Then all about, I've forgotten his name. Well, Martin. It can't just be Martin, is it? Might be. From Cars. And then Finn Rider from Tangled. And then the usual blurb on the back, as well as what's coming in the next issue. So we're going to ignore sticking on the doors. So let's just pop the doors in our little pot. And we want the big base here, and then these white facade here as well. You've also got some little pins for the doors as well. Don't lose those in case we need them. And some finishing strips here. And that's it. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to use the Bostik all-purpose glue. Clear glue. Let's see if we can get these in the right order. So your top needs to go this way round. So I think that's that bit. Goes in there like so. Then that's looking right. Yeah, that's a looking right. Okay, so the first piece with the bit that's flat here, i.e. there's no more of this nice decoration there, goes in the first bit that's facing you when you've got this bit in the direction. If that makes any sense whatsoever. And then all you want to do is just put some glue along the edge there and pop them in place. And then these side pieces are the ones that have got 4 bits, 4 decorative bits on them. So 2 full pieces and then half piece on the top, and the glue's dripping already. So 2 of those pieces either side of the first piece we've just put in. And then these longer pieces with 3 full decorative pieces in 2 half go on the straights either side, left and right. So again, just putting glue along the bottom. And slotting it back into place. And the same on the other side. So, and then it's the same, 2 pieces, 2 full pieces, and then 2 half pieces either side. Again, on these back corners. Well, yeah, angle corners. And then the final piece is this one that's got the gap in the middle there. Yes, that's into place. So it all goes around the edge. So then now we've got this lovely decorative finish all the way round the upper level of the wagon. So do we attach this in this issue? No, we don't. It says just let dry. So now we should have our base piece, some spares, and then this piece here. That's going to give that a squish. So let's move on to issue 123. You can see why I'm doing 10 issues in one video, because they're quite quick assembly so far. Quick flick through our magazine. Ooh, we've got a frozen Christmas tree. Ooh, the Princess and the Frog. Now I have seen this poster before, but I've not seen it for a very long time, so it's nice to see that again. And the assembly instructions are very quick. And it's all about Cruz from Cars, and then Lotso from Toy Story 3, I think, yes. And then Nick Wilde from Zootropolis. And then the usual blurb on the back, as well as what's coming in issue 24, which will literally be in a few minutes. So what we get in this issue is this gold plate, some more screws, and this, I was not expecting it to be so big. Look at that, it's huge. That's my hand. But this is very nice. I like this. It's quite sturdy as well. You'd think that it'd be quite fragile, but it's actually not. It's quite sturdy. But that is huge. I was not expecting it to be so big. So let's move on with the assembly. So it's basically slotting that into place in the correct holes. So it sits on like that and creates like a little platform, and then we flip it over and then screw it into place with these 5 screws. And there we have it. Little platform there. And that's it for this issue. So let's move on to issue 124. So let's have a quick flick through, see if there's anything wonderful in here. Oh, we're getting a reindeer and some decorative items. Very nice. Bit more assembly this one. Then all about the Aristocats. And then character from Inside Out, and then Maui from Moana, and the usual blurb on the back. So let's get involved. The assembly and the items that we've got for this issue. So look how nice that is. That is very pleasant. Ah, and the Mickey head. Found my first Mickey head, I think. So yeah, hard plastic, and then door of some sort, pull. But look at this reindeer. I swear I love this build for the amount of details on this thing is just incredible. And then we've got a hanging stock in there as well. So let's follow the assembly instructions. So it does need to go on this side, so it's the right way up, and then we turn it round, and then it goes on that side. So don't try and put it on the other side, because as you can see, it no longer lines up. So it's definitely this side. So the reason why it comes out like so is so it stays at the correct angle, whereas I thought they were like doors, they were supposed to be hinges, but no. Silly me. Makes it so much easier to screw in as well. Who knew? So yeah, there we go. We've got a first erect wall. Next thing they want you to do is pop a bit of glue on the pole here, because that's going to slot into the reindeer. So let's just do that. Make sure that the end of the pole that's got an angle at the bottom is at the bottom and that the full circle is at the top. And then it just literally slots straight in like so. Get rid of any excess glue. It should look like that. And then pop some glue on the bottom of the pole. And then we can attach him straight into the base. Like so. How lovely is that? That is just so lovely. And then that's it for this issue. So we've got our wall, our first reindeer, a hanging stocking, and 2 more screws to add to the collection. So let's move on to the next issue of 125. So as always, let's have a flip through. So we've got another reindeer and another bit of the water potter. Then all about the statue from The Little Mermaid. The trinket box, I should say. And then Bambi, the making of Bambi. And then the making of Dumbo as well. And then the usual blurb on the back, as well as what's coming in the next issue. So let's get on with the assembly. I think it's pretty much exactly the same, except for the right side or left side. So we've got another, oh no, this one's a horse this time. That's a reindeer. And then we've got another stocking as well, exactly the same. And another wall, more screws, this time only 3 of them, and another pole. Right, so this time this wall has got R written right in the corner. Well, on the base plate there. But this wall needs to be screwed into this side on this one. So let's do that. Again, using the screws we've already got open. So now we've got 2 walls. Same principle again with the horse is pop a bit of glue in this midsection here to go in his body. And then bearing in mind, there we go, fits in the horse better now. So then again, pop in some glue on the bottom of the pole. And slotting him into place. And that's it for this issue. Let's have a look at issue 126. So I'm going to be working on some more walls. Assembly. Oh, I've never seen that poster before. Walt Disney's Mickey Mouse in Brave Little Tailor. Very nice. Not seen that before. And the making of 101 Dalmatians, one of my favourite movies. I used to have a Dalmatian. Yeah. And then the making of The Little Mermaid. And the usual blurb on the back, as well as what's coming in the next issues. So let's get on with the build. Is this a pheasant? I'm not sure what this is. Some sort of bird with a crown. But yeah, he's going to sit there with the reindeer and the horse. Got some more walls. Got this lovely wall with Mickey and Mickey on. Mickey and Minnie. A lot more screws and another pole. Let's get on with the build. So first things first, same principle as the others, sticking the pole in the bird. Yeah, that'll fit nicely. So pop some glue on there. And then a bit of glue on the pole to stick in there. Now I have 3. So now let's open these screws. Just put the decorative socks in there. So what we're doing in this issue is we're going to pop these walls into the stand here. So they want to be going in so they're wide enough that way. Isn't that the wrong way round? No. Right, okay, yeah. So they will only fit one way. So the wider ones are on the bottom. Is there any markings on these? No, there isn't. So it's a case of sloshing them in to place. Now flipping it upside down, hoping that the glue has dried, and then screwing them into place. So quite simple once you work out the exact placement of them. So I've got 5 screws, including the one on the floor, left, and then 2 of these erect walls. So the decorative side should be facing the side with the bit, this front part here. Like so. Now the next thing we want to do is attach the new part of the wall to these parts, like so. There we go. Got a lovely decorative wall. So I actually think this is the actual cover for the wagon. Yeah, because the design matches up there. Yeah. Okay, so let's move on to the next issue. Let's have a quick flick through. Oh, so we've got a Winnie the Pooh snow figure. The assembly instructions. And then all about Piglet. And then all about the making of Alice in Wonderland. And then the making of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, the OG Disney movie. And the usual blurb on the back, as well as what's coming in the next issues. Snow Winnie the Pooh. Again, he is big and beefy. I'm not expecting these things to be so big, but it's quite weighty as well, which is quite nice. Okay, so we're going to be wallpapering these. Right, so with this piece, you need to make sure that the curved side, because it's ever so slightly tapered, is laying flat. So the side that's got all the moulding pieces from where they've been moulding in the factory needs to go on this side, and we're going to cover that with wallpaper. And I believe the wallpaper, yep, just fits squarely on the thing. There's no bits to cut out or anything. So there we go. Super easy, super flat. And literally flip him over, and then we're gonna glue this shelf into place, making sure that the under part of the shelf is towards the smaller part, because as you can see, these are not quite linear. So let's just pop that into place, see if it fits first of all. Yes, it does. Now it does say glue it, but mine's like super stiff, so I'm not gonna bother. There we go, got a little wall with a shelf. And then this is actually providing the backdrop here. And then they just slot into place as well. Again, they want you to glue those bits. I think I will glue those. So just these bits here. Straight in the front there. And then just using cotton and bud to clean up any glue. And same on this side. Yeah, so be careful with gluing, because this glue, if you can tell with the cotton bud, is actually taking the colour off the plastic. So just be careful. Okay, so I've got a lovely backdrop for the horses. For the carousels, for the animals. And that's it for this issue. So we've got our shell on the back, and then our scene on the front. So let's have a look at issue 28. Ooh, got some gingerbread Mickeys. So the assembly instructions, and then a little bit more backstory about something. Not quite sure what that's about. I'll have to translate that. And then All About the Beast, Peter Pan, the making of, and the making of Robin Hood, and the usual blurb on the back, as well as what's coming in issue 29. So yeah, how cute are these little guys? Very cutesy indeed. We have 2 of those. So we'll just put them in there for safekeeping. And then we've also got another big piece. And then 2 plasticky bits. So you're going to say bits and thingies because I don't know the French words for things, so hopefully you can understand what I'm meaning when I'm saying thingy. I'm pointing to the thingy. So yeah. So this one is relatively straightforward. Is we are sticking the bits, gluing the bits into place there. Let's just pop some glue on, but again, be careful with the glue because it does take the colour off. So try and only go sparingly. And then that's literally it for this issue. So let's move on to issue 29. So let's have a quick flick through of issue 29. So all that bits we've got, then the assembly instructions, some fiddly bits, lots of fiddly bits, but it all comes together, which is nice. Then we've got all about the making of the sword and the stone. And then the making of the aristocrats as well. The usual blurb on the back, as well as what's coming in the last issue of this episode, which is 130. So we have a quick look at the bits. We've got some door handles here that we need to cut off. Some doors, some hooks, some pins, some screws, and some decorative items of mini gingerbreads. So we've got Mickey ones, so now we've got minis. So I'll put them all in there for safekeeping. First thing I want to do is just pop these off as neatly as possible. And just neaten them up so they won't glue into place on here, like so. I'll just pop a tiny bit of glue on there. Way too much glue coming out there, but that's all right. Clean that up in a moment. That's that one. And do the same on the other side. And we want to grab our stage. Turn them around. And then these are gonna slot into place like so on both sides. So using these pins, and these are interesting little pins. Don't know if the camera's going to pick that up, but they've got a serrated edge on one side, then a smooth side. So the smooth side needs to go in first. That just wants to swing open. Well, at least we know it works. So are they supposed to stick up like that, or are they actually supposed to go down a little? They're supposed to go down. Yes, they are. Yeah, so using the flat side of the thing, just gently pushing them down. They are quite stiff, which is a good thing because it means the door's not going to swing open all willy-nilly. So yeah, there we go. Keeps them nicely in place. So then doing the same for the other side. Now it comes apart like that, and that's because the walls will be wedged together when we put the roof on. But yeah, as long as the door's open, I had just to open it a little bit just to loosen it at first. Just don't want to be pulling on the handles too much. So that's that. So now, you want us to put this base, doesn't matter which way for us. Yeah, so it quite literally just snaps into place. So hopefully I can unsnap it if I need to. And there we go. He's popped into place. So you can see what I mean. This is only a very small part of the overall design. So it's, you're looking mainly at this, so it doesn't really matter that the windows aren't there. And like I said, you can always stick that there or something else that you want to. So that doesn't bother me at all. So the next thing we want to do is this. I want to get our little hooks and screw them all into place. So this thing. And these ones, I need to go in a particular order. You can see, so when it's upright, you've got two hooks facing away from each other, and then these ones facing each other. So just bear that in mind when it's the correct way up. Yeah, so if you can see, those two facing each other, these two facing away from each other, and those two facing each other. And then the last two as well. And then what else I want to do is put this into place on the top. It's going to slot onto place. Yeah. Yes, there we go. It keeps those walls in place as well now, so it keeps the doors together as well. So they want you to screw in the top, so let's do that. I have a spare screw. And now it means that the cover should be able to just slot into place. There we go. That top bit that always catches. So there we have it. This is already looking pretty cool. Everything works. It's quite big. I was expecting it to be smaller, but having said that, you need to get your hands in and things. So yeah, that's it for this issue. So let's move on to the last issue of this episode. As always, let's have a quick flip through of the issue. So, oh, I didn't know it lit up. That's a surprise. I didn't know that. So we're going to be messing with some lights already. Nice, nice, nice. Assembly instructions. Then All About Elsa from Frozen, of course. Then Beauty and the Beast, the making of. It's my favourite all-time Disney movie. Still to this day. And then the making of Pinocchio. And then the usual blurb on the back, as well as what's coming in issue 31. Which won't be until I edit the next episode. Well, film it first and then edit it. So that might be a little while yet. First up, we have a hanging decoration. So let's pop that in the little hook. Yeah. Then we've got some more screws, of course. Then we've got these lovely UFO gadgets for lighting. Some electrical wires with the LEDs on the end. And then these two clear plastic things that I suppose are going to act as covers, and then two of these hook things, whatever these hook things are. To keep the light in place. So, first up, let's move the camera down just a little. You can see what I'm playing with here. So they want you to put the LED light in the hole there, and then this hook is basically going to keep the LED light in place, like so. And then we're going to screw that in. So let's use the screws we've already got open because they are all the same. Okay, so that's those two. Let's take the two clear bits and pop them into the holes on the top, so then the protruding side slots in place. And then they want you to pop the lights on top and screw them in place, but bearing in mind that the wire with the access to the hook is on this side, so it's facing the front. And that is it for the assembly of this issue and this episode. Now, they've not given us a way to test these lights, but I still have the battery pack from the doll's house, so let's see if that works. Let's put some decorative items in place so we can see some nice shadows, hopefully. Okay, so let's see what it looks like all lit up. Well, it works. I'm annoyed with the reindeer here. These should be more towards the side. But look at that. Isn't that lovely? I didn't realise it lit up, so I'm very impressed by that. I can't believe how much it's sort of like sprung up already. Obviously there's going to be so much more bits and bobs that we're going to get, and also there's the extension to the base as well, so you can put this outside the house when it's fully done. So yeah, I'm very pleased with that. Let me know how many people are watching this because they're building along with me, or you're just curious to see how the extension's going. I'd love to know how many people are doing what. But yeah, let me know if you are doing my workaround. Because to be honest with you, I don't think it really takes away from anything. And don't forget, here we're going to have some big wheels, wagon wheels, I think. The wagon wheels? Yeah. I'm going to have some wheels as well. So you can always stick something there if you really want to, but to be honest with you, I think I prefer it without. Anyway. So yep, that's the build so far. Very happy with it indeed, and excited to do more. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.